effort here. There is the excellent set of force fields, and the Colossus starts ripping everything up, but that front line of Marines, oh my god, just does massive damage to that line of Zealots. Almost none left, but Naniwa still holding strong. Flash is taking the third base.
That Colossus. Naniwa, that's right, put it at the back now as Flash comes in, and Flash is going to do a lot of damage here. The second Colossus is not ready yet. It's only
Colossus
just
number 2 is popping out. Flash is about to run headlong into a gigantic ground army. The Korean Terran has gotten a bit too overeager. Will Flash go for the drop play? Does he think he can actually deal the damage?
No, he thinks about it and then doesn't decide to pull it off. And Naniwa has a third Colossus on the way now. Third command center down. Naniwa sees it. He knows his opponent's X. Naniwa with a double forge will want to get Blink to defend. As mentioned earlier on, he will try to take his third Nexus now that he knows that Flash is going to fall back and sit back for a little bit longer in this game. And Flash sets up a 3 Medivac drop, and Naniwa has units in the main base. If Flash loses units here, he's already lost quite a lot. If you look at the units lost tab, or actually, excuse me, we see Naniwa losing a bit more there, but Flash is going to come in. Naniwa has units in position.
Oh gosh, this is going to be the deciding moment when Naniwa chooses to move out. Oh no, Naniwa pulling all of his stalkers away. Oh god, this is going to be a real devastating moment for Naniwa if that Medivac drop begins to plop right in the main base. We see more photon cannons being planted by Naniwa, but they are not defending the far leftmost part of the map. Just the absolute edge. Naniwa just needs a few units there to be able to defend, but he has literally none.
Yeah, this could be rough. Well, let's see what Flash is going to do to pull Naniwa out of position here. And actually, it looks like Flash is sending the Medivacs home. It doesn't look like he's going to attempt it. He doesn't have anything there to pull Naniwa out of position. He knows that Naniwa is a good play. He will be set up with units around, or he thinks that's the case. But he looks like he is going to go back and join it with the forces at home. And 2-2 is on the way for Flash. Likewise, 2-2 a little bit faster here for Naniwa. That is normal, though.
You know, if you look at the front of Flash's forces right now, he really had hardly anything back home. So this really is the conservative play. Again, it's Flash relying more on his basic fundamentals, his basic tactical decision-making. And you always have to remember that aggression does come at a price. Every ounce, every dollar you dump into that aggression is money you're not spending on tech. No Ghost Academy yet. No Ghost Academy really needed quite right now. But is the big drop about to pop into Naniwa's main and start to cause mass havoc? The Blink Stalk, Blink back to retreat, going to be at just the wrong time. Oh no, the drop in the main. Now no Blink Stalkers can head up to defend. Naniwa is going to lose these gateways, but he may very well lose his third base as well.
That's right. Looks like Flash has split Naniwa really well here. It scans ahead of time, checking where the Colossus are, and Flash is going to go for it. He stims in, and again, the probes are going to fall immediately. And live here, with what's coming in, Flash. No.
Oh no, the Colossus doing huge amounts of damage. There's no Medivacs here to retreat. In the main base, Flash is starting to lose his drop as well. Oh, Naniwa is getting a huge advantage in this army. That's rip hollow.
It's a lot of probes that's been gone down at 28.
Oh gosh, and Naniwa in production, just now finishing up Zealot speed.
And with that many probes lost, he actually can't afford to go up to Storm. He can't afford to build Templar. So, oh no, in the middle of the map now, Colossus fall down, and early Vikings do a lot there. And there's just gateway units remaining.
In this small numbers, Flash's army is absolutely perfect. This is the precise aggression that makes this style of play so effective, even though it's the 16-minute mark and Ghosts are just now getting potentially done. I mean, just an absolutely stunning amount of aggression from Flash. Do see that Flash is still massing up units at his front.
Yeah,
Naniwa has started to slowly stabilize. He's adding on more gateways, but this is a really gross position to be in as Naniwa. I mean, do you go for maxed? Is there any counter pressure you can put on?
I don't think so, not at the moment. He is on the back foot, down to 52 probes versus 68 and mules. And Flash has such an aggressive set of production facilities down. We have drops moving out now on the map. And Flash has his Ghosts finally being built. It looks like he's just discovered what ghosts are in StarCraft 2. And, well, they're going to come to good use in this series because he's going to need them. A couple of EMPs splashed across the army will melt what Naniwa has. A very Zealot Archon heavy, and I don't think he's actually researched Storm yet. No, he hasn't. So let's see if Naniwa is going to be able to fight this.
It looks like Naniwa has decided that there is actually no long-term hope. He will not be going for any sort of long-term army. He is going for the Zealot Archon hyper-efficient army.
Many Marines thinks he can either, and it looks like we are going to see Flash continue to run for this. He knows that he can do this.
Wow, it looks like Naniwa is trying to pull back Protoss to the Watchtower, and there it is. What Naniwa can do. He is forced to retreat. The amount of stim going down for Flash is absurd. Huge amount of hit points lost for this, but even so, the amount of medevacs is astounding for Flash.
Flash is too solid in this game. He set up himself with a good 30 SCV probe advantage and then carried it through with the production. His economy's been great. He has a large army, and he is going to clean this up, and he wants to play to another game here. He wants to go to the final map, and he wants to right now.
It couldn't have been a better ending. Flash with a flawless execution of non-stop drop Viking aggression has broken the front despite Naniwa's best attempts. We are going on to Game 7 between Naniwa and Flash.
It keeps on going on the series. Will end on the final map.
Tal'Darim Altar.
What a final destination to end this series on here.
Blitzes on Tal'Darim Altar are the largest on the entire map pool. At the same time, though, everything that Flash has been doing up to this point has been reliant on having a ramp. There's no ramp on Tal'Darim Altar. A lot of the early aggression that Naniwa's been holding back, he can start to bust out.
Yeah, we could see some old school builds coming out on an old school map such as Reactor Hellion. Used to be very strong on this map back in the day
absolutely.
Because of the lack of ramp, but does Flash know about these things because he has not played StarCraft 2 for that long? Is he going to know these older builds? Time will tell as we are minutes away from this actual final game.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's step away to break so we can get into game number 7 as quickly as possible. This is MLG Dallas 2012 in one of the most epic series of MLG history. It's going to conclude after this. The countdown has begun. Naniwa versus Flash, game number 7, starting right now on Tal'Darim Altar.
It is indeed starting.
I honestly cannot believe it comes all down to this, Diapollo. A final game 7. It's going to be close positions on a map that we haven't seen in quite some time. This is a position that is absolutely perfect for Colossus counterattacks. It reminds me of the original TSL between Thorzane and Naniwa. Can Naniwa pull it off in this match? Spawning down in the bottom left corner. After a series of incredible games, he is 1 game away from the top 6 at MLG. It is Naniwa.
And his opponent, a simple as I want it to be, the ultimate weapon, KT Flash. Positions, KT Flash is doing it.
Oh my God.
Double 11 barracks in the center of the map.
This is what MVP did against Squirtle in GSL Finals game number 7. A risky play. Almost banks on the hope that your opponent is going to be going for some kind of early expand, and it looks like that's what Naniwa's doing.
God.
No gas yet.
Naniwa will not have any stalkers to defend this. He is going for his gateway into Nexus. Flash may have just read Naniwa like a book and knew exactly what to do on the final map. Naniwa plants his Nexus down.
Oh, the Nexus is down.
And little does he know what awaits him. Let's see where he's going to scout first. Does he go north or does he go east? Eventually, when he scouts out, that's going to be a big story to tell. The Pro believes.
Is he going cross map?
He's going send.
He's going to the right. He sees the SCV. The SCV is coming from the center of the map, but did Naniwa see that angle?
He's going
skirting
east.
Around the watchtower. Will he take a quick pit stop? No.
He will get the fastest reaction time. Naniwa.
Oh
Naniwa.
no, oh no, Naniwa! He spots the Marine! Naniwa knows exactly what he's up against. He is on the ropes. Flash has a single bunker under construction. Will Naniwa be able to spot it in time? The probe is trying to retreat. Naniwa will be forced to cancel.
There's a bunker that he doesn't see. It's not in his vision right now. He has no idea it's even there.
Oh gosh, Flash with the perfect answer. Naniwa in so much trouble. Naniwa about to be supply blocked even.
Oh, dearie me. Naniwa's in a bunch of trouble with the SCV. He's out here. The bunker completes in a second bunker. It's going to go down. Naniwa may lose 11 left. Is
the barracks, he is going for it, but that SCV is now trapped. Naniwa has absolutely everything in this force. The SCVs are starting to evaporate for Naniwa, but a few more seconds of construction means that that bunker will be done. Naniwa is going to try his best, try his damnedest to defend it, but right now in the main base of Flash are 6 SCVs. The economic lead still is in the favor of Naniwa. Naniwa is guaranteed to lose these gateways, though. He desperately needs to chrono boost out more and more stalkers.
One gateway goes down, and he will get a 3rd stalker. I doubt he's going to get a 4th. Can he do it? Can he micro his way out of this situation?
Right now, Naniwa's taking some pretty serious hits. It's going to finish back.
The storage damage, he's going to do it. Look at it, the down of red health. The Marines. Oh my God, Naniwa's in so much trouble. Flash may have done it here. The Stalker's going to be targeted down at any second.
Every type of build used in every single
one here at the Full Championship, a minimum top 6 finish in one of the most historic best of whatever series. Oh my god, Day 9, what a finale to that best of 7 series. Flash has done it. Flash is a minimum of top 6.
There is your champion, Flash. He has won this epic best of 7 extended series. He will advance to championship Sunday in the winner's bracket, sends away chip. So many people had such high expectations for Flash, and he delivered. But you gotta give credit to Naniwa. He has proven that he is one of the scariest opponents. He will go to the lower bracket of the Championship Sunday tournament, where whomever goes up to face him is in for an incredible uphill battle.
That is right. Naniwa has done really well so far, and he has a big day ahead of him tomorrow. Flash, though, gets his revenge on Naniwa, going down 2-1 initially, and then comes back to win 4-3 right at the end. And Flash is the first player to go top 6 here at the MLG Full Championship. And Day 9, this is just Day 2.
You know, I don't know how else to put it. That is the finest display of skill I have ever seen in StarCraft 2 history. In each individual game, crazy mind tricks, phenomenal control, brilliant responses, everything you'd want out of each player, and varied builds. Cheese in the final match, opening the series up with a proxy Hellion drop, and Naniwa, brilliant watching of the minimap. Just the greatest PvT series I have ever seen.
That was absolutely fantastic. And guess what, guys? It is time for an interview with Flash. Clutch, take it away.
Thank you, gentlemen. KT Roster Flash, one of the greatest series we have ever seen at a Major League Gaming event. You have had a history with Naniwa. In the MVP tournament, you split. And at this event, you lost the first series, but then won in the extended series. What were your thoughts after the first series, losing and then coming into this series?
나니와 선수랑 MVP 때 1대1로 비등하게 갔고, 그 다음에 그 이후로 이번 대회에서 1차전을 2대1로 패하고, 그 다음에 다시 역전해서 4대3으로 이기고. 지금 기분은 어떤 것 같아요? 그거에 관련해서는 나니와랑.
일단 오늘 굉장히 힘들 줄 알았는데 역시나 7차전까지 가서 굉장히 힘들었고요. 그래도 다행히 나니와 선수가 잘하는데 오늘 운이 굉장히 좋았던 것 같아요.
I knew it's gonna be a tough match today, but I tried my best, and also at the end I had the luck, so I could beat Naniwa. I knew Naniwa was a great player.
Naniwa was a great player. He is a great player. We saw some incredible play. Let's give it up for Naniwa once more. What inspired you to choose that play for the last map?
왜 마지막에 그 빌드를 쓴 이유가 있었나요?
상대가 마지막 그러니까 생렉을 할 것 같아가지고 상대 전략이 예상을 했는데 그게 적중했어요.
I knew Naniwa was gonna go fast expansion, so I took the build.
Performed so well. You've impressed everybody here. What would you like to say to your fans here in Dallas and around the world?
이번에 MLG 대회에 이제 출전해서 번외 경기가 아닌 실질적인 경기를 출전해서 지금 너무 잘하고 있어요. 승자조로 진출을 했고, 마지막으로 팬들, 여기 해외 팬들에게 한마디 해주세요.
일단 약속 지킨 것 같아서 굉장히 기쁘고요. 실력으로 다시 MLG 온다고 했는데 요번에 쭉쭉 올라가가지고 우승에 한번 도전하도록 하겠습니다.
I gave my word to the fans that I will come back when I'm ready to face against the world, and I feel like I made that promise, and I'll try my best to go up in the final.
Ladies and gentlemen, Flash. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Clutch. Just stunned. Still done.
More games to come, guys. And that is an excellent... I am absolutely speechless, breathless after that series day 9. I had a lot of fun casting it with you.
It was a pleasure, D'Apollo.
More games to come.
And it was a pleasure having you tune in to be part of an epic moment of esports history. Don't go anywhere. Many more matches to come here at MLG Dallas. Stay tuned and have a blast. Guys, we're going to be getting started with Taeja versus Life in just a sec, but we're actually still not done freaking out about Naniwa versus Flash. We're in fact going to take the time to do a NOS performance replay analysis of Game 4, the first game when the extended series began.
It was a great game. We are going to look at the most decisive move in the game, or set of moves, should I say. It was a couple set of moves in a row, so let's take a closer look.
I actually want to pause right now and just look at the composition that Flash has. He's starting to do the traditional mid-game style for a Terran player. He has a ton of Marine Marauder medevac and lots of Vikings, allowing him to hit the front and drop somewhere at the same time. But still notice that if you draw a line through Flash's army, behind Flash's army is all of Flash's bases. And if you draw a line through Naniwa's army, all of Naniwa's bases are behind that. So basically both players are in a little bit of a tug of war. There's no real edge for either player. So in this position, Flash goes ahead and does this big drop and starts to realize that he actually can't seem to get an edge as he's pushing back here.
Yeah, he gets a Colossus snipe there, as we see, and Thims forward, but at the same time, I think he has another drop going to the top left, so he drops in the right-hand side here. Does just the
At the same time, even though this is a brutal position to be in as Naniwa, and even though you're getting really excited as Flash, this is generally the moment as Terran where you're thinking, no, I should actually have started to win by now. I should actually start to be shoving myself forward. But instead, with blink, speed, lots of upgrades done, this push gets thwarted. And suddenly, Flash is low on medevacs, has a lot of Vikings that aren't really going to be useful. It's just Zealot, Immortal, Archon, Stalker. And Flash does an extremely clever choice that does, I would call it kind of risky, but it's the kind of risk I think needs to be taken. He starts to load up, and as we skip ahead, he moves these medevacs all the way around to the far back right side. He's essentially abandoning any hold he has over the middle.
And this is where we actually see this base race kind of scenario come in. Naniwa charges with a very strong army, and there comes a massive drop in the main on the third. This is where we see the Forges go down, the Templar Archives, the Robotics Bay. And Naniwa has units there to defend, but not enough. And there's the other drop coming down with a second medevac about to join it. And Naniwa's in a decision. This is where Naniwa's like, do I go back to defend or do I continue on?
And now Flash does a really smart move here. He pulls the rest of his army up. Why is that? Flash has the faster army, but the weaker army. Flash is trying to buy time back home. Sure, the drops are inevitably going to do damage, but Flash knows that back home, he is in rough shape. He's desperately trying to get ghosts, and it's this little tiny move here that bought just enough time to get that ghost production started. And look at Flash. Just tailed that army long enough to realize that Naniwa was going to commit. And then that's when Flash abandoned with his main army. And as we check up into the main base of Flash, we start to see Flash's plan start to come true. He minimized the amount of damage that this push could do by delaying it so long. It was a risky play to do this big counterattack setup with the medevacs, but it was the setup that let Naniwa know that even if it got to a long-term straight-up game, Flash had enough tricks up his sleeve to be able to take a long-term game win.
And that's where the ball really went into the goal, as the EMPs come down on the ramp, just absolutely hitting everything. And Naniwa has lost all his shields, there's bunkers down, there's a lot of units there, and the Archon and Zealots are melt. The Immortal melts without a shield as well. And slowly but surely, these bunkers, while being able to drop in the third base, killing off the Natural Nexus, was the split decision, the correct split decision, which was able to give Flash the lead in this game.
I mean, you think about the fact that Flash won by this narrow of a margin. It was the full minute he bought himself with that run around Daru in the middle of the map that made that possible. So huge props to Flash. And fortunately for us, the next coming match is another extended series between Life and Taeja, with Life beginning the extended series up 2-0.
Life continues his dominance across the board. He beat Taeja 3-0 in the GSL semi-final, beating him 2-0 earlier today, and the series will continue in a best of potential 7 extended series.
So whatever you do, don't go away, because this match is going to start oh so soon. Ladies and gentlemen, after one of the most epic, historic best-of-7s in the history of StarCraft 2, it's time for yet another extended series between two classic rivals, StarTales Life and Liquid Tasia. I am Day 9.
And I'm Apollo, and we have a GSL champion versus an MLG champion going head-to-head here to find out who's going to also join Flash in top 6 of this MLG tournament, Day 9. I am ready to begin this. It is time to saddle up, rock and roll. Let's do this, Day 9.
The fact of the matter is, this should be, on paper, a stunning close match. But when Tasia and Life matched up against one another over on the blue stream, Life trounced Tasia. Tasia looked completely flimsy in those two games, and in a very uncharacteristic move, GG'd very early in the game. Lost his initial pack of Hellion Banshee, quit the game. Not the relentless stick-with-it Terran that we're used to. But Tasia took a break after that match, battled through the lowest bracket, and is now here in the finals of his group.
All right, so let's go ahead and introduce our Terran player down here. His name is Liquid Tasia.
And up in the top right side of the map, one of the youngest pros in the scene, and far and away one of the scariest players in the world. Can he make his way from GSL to MLG champion? It's StarTales Life.
All right, well, let's find out how this game is going to unfold. The last game of the evening, as the scoreboard pops itself up, and well, Tasia seems to, as simple as it is, he can't beat Life. And already we have a very early pool again. I didn't actually see this series before, but what I was told, Life used this previously and it got him results. Is it going to happen again?
I mean, the number of puns using the word life in this series, the potential is astounding, Diapollo. Tasia has to figure out life in this series to be able to take a win. He was unable to have... Tasia was unable to have an answer for this play in the first series. The first 6 Zerglings literally decimated Tasia, and when he lost his Hellions, everything was done, and he just GG'd out.
The Lings are going to be made here, and I don't know if this is going to work too well. We'll see, though, because, you know, Tasia's going to go 1 barracks straight into the command center on the low ground. He's going to have, at best, 2 Marines out by the time the Lings get there. And if he doesn't control this well, if the second supply depot isn't down, then this may not work out so well. And even the command center may get cancelled on the low ground, so...
Well, the fortunate thing about Cloud Kingdom is that it's unlike Entombed Valley, where Tasia fell to this originally. It is the sort of map where you will see the Zerglings, and oh, Tasia stops by the watchtower. He's still not building the command center, and oh, he starts it at just the wrong second. There's going to be an insta-cancel.
Yeah, he has to evacuate and go behind the supply depot, build another one, and start his Marine production. I'm surprised he hasn't actually started a Marine. Come on, Tasia, you need another Marine here, I think. And he's actually not going to do it. He's going to wait for the command center. He wants it down immediately, knowing that 1 Marine should be enough. Oh, nice control here by Life.
Life playing excellently, as always.
Not
losing anything.
Zergling there.
You know, it's so easy to see the huge plays that people make with units, and that's what makes them the notable usage. You know, like Stefano's Infestors. That's a bad word to be unable to retrieve one. Needed. Stefano's Infestors, notable play. But, I mean, with Life, with his Zerglings, that's really his strength in this matchup, his ability to always control his Zerglings perfectly.
And I love it, Day 9, what Tasia's doing in this game. I love that he decided to go straight for 3 command centers, saying, well, this temple of yours didn't work out so well there, did it, buddy? And then immediately said, well, I'm going to go ahead and go 3 command centers, and then over to double gas.
It's kind of a standard play, though, and Life seems to be absolutely always a few steps ahead when it comes to standard play. I mean, it was incredible to see the fact that Life, even going for this ultra fast Infestor play, was able to deal with. Oh, Diapollo. Every time I cast with you, it makes me giggle. I mean, no matter what play Life was doing, he had an absolute, undeniable answer to all the standard play that Tasia threw at him. I mean, do you think that there's an unorthodox play style that Liquid Tasia could do to be able to thwart this, or is it just going to be base macro? I mean,
I think that's what he kind of needs to do. He needs to do something to bring Life from his throne here, because he's won literally 5 games in a row, including the GSL, and then coming to MLG 5 games in a row. That's difficult to do against Tasia, but we have a pretty fast layer coming down by Life. And it looks like he could open up Mutalisk here, but it could also be Infesta. We'll see.
I mean, I'm curious if Tasia will be going for the Banshee play we've seen him do. In the first game they played at MLG on Ohana, we saw Tasia go for the Hellion Banshee opening, but not really commit to it. He made just 4 Hellions and then just 1 Banshee without Cloak, and then instantly transitioned into Marine, and still Life with this nuts fast Infestor play with no units, crushed it.
Now, upon looking at this this matchup a little bit deeper now, after getting rid of the giggles, I think we're going to be seeing a Spire coming down here, because you know, the Spire play has brought him so much success. He's about to hit 200 gas exactly on the dot as the layer finishes, and immediately will start the Spire. And oh no, okay, it's not going to be Spire. He's going to go for the Infestation Pit here, and I was going to say that the Spire is a good counter build to Hellion, to Banshee, but the Infestors offers a lot of good defense as well. Getting the pathogen glands out early on, you're able to defend likewise against Banshee and Hellion. You're not able to do damage to your opponent, but you are able to defend and then take a third base. But the big part of going the Infestation Pit early on is that you're able to bank a lot of energy. You save energy from a very long time, and that actually can turn into a mid-game aggressive assault, including Infested Terrans.
And it looks like a little poke up from Tasia will be followed by a quick retreat. And you know, it's pretty typical to see a theme of Zerg players is sort of gross excess. When they want to go Infestors, they don't just build 3 Infestors, they just hold down the hotkey for Infestors and just let all their money go down to 0. It's a standard style, or I guess I should say a standard theme among Zerg players, but look at this. I think this is the biggest key to Life's opening, this little adjustment of +1 Carapace going down at that natural expansion evolution chamber. This is going to allow him to get very quickly to 2-1 upgrades with his Zergling force, despite not even having the hatchery production to build Zerglings at this point in time. It's a nice preparation for the late game.
And I love that he twists his build around a little bit here, saying, well, I'm not going to take my 3rd base early because I know you're going to try and do something towards it. And oh, hold that thought as Lings make their way to the natural.
Life! Always using these Ling attacks. How many SCVs will he take down? It's not looking like a very high number. 6 have fallen. Will he be able to get into the main base? Youch, he does. Sees that it is going to not be mech, is going to be full-on out Marine. And it looks like in the meantime, Tasia losing track of a Banshee and an uncharacteristic control flub. He's going to fly right over a Queen.
Oh, dearie me, as a Banshee falls down and 6 Infestors come out, so there's going to be no aggression. This is going to allow Tasia, Life to drone very heavily towards his 3rd base now as it's near completion. A macro hatch has gone down in the main base with a 2nd evolution chamber, so things working out very well here for Life as he has Burrow done as well. And he's going to make his way into the main base. He's going to launch down a lot of Infested Terrans, could even fungal the mineral line too. We'll see how this is going to work out. 3 Infestors are going to go in. And they've got a lot of energy backed up as they were out so early on.
Gosh, oh wow, Life.
Look at that.
Oh, marching right up into the main base. I mean, these are the sort of techniques that you tried to do in beta, and then they built 1 turret and he got thwarted, and then no one considered it for 2 years.
Oh my god, he's going to lose so many SCVs here.
Oh god, I mean, oh, and he's going to unburrow and double fungal. Oh, it's going to be brutal, and no fungal growth. He loses 1, 2, 3 SCVs, and oh, there's the fungal right at the ramp. Can he manage to nail it again? This has been quite a flub from Life, to be honest.
Yeah, didn't get as much damage down as he would have hoped for. He's trying to bring down the armory, which will not fall. A total of 13 SCVs have gone down. But it's not quite worth the 3 Infestors here, I don't think. But 3 more are coming in. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Let's find out these
the
three
natural
infestors.
expansion. Oh, there's half the fungals he needs. Can he get off the second half?
my
Yes,
God.
indeed. See you later, SCV's stim going down. Can he get the infested Terrans done in time? Yes. Taeja barely being able to deflect all this annoying infestor usage.
And there's one more infestor in the main base. If that banks enough energy and then just goes on the cliff face and goes to the third base, there are a lot of low health SCVs there. We could see massacre.
I mean, this sort of harassment almost reminds me of watching Root Cats play. Oh, there's a hot pickup on that supply depot there. We see the single Viking from Taeja actually doing quite a bit of good, clearing out the map. 1 kill.
This is such a unique style from Life. He's coming in again with Lings this time, and there's SCVs and Marines ready to be fungled. 1 goes down, 2 fungal.
They're starting to... Oh, my goodness, the Marines! Plenty fall extremely quickly. Taeja, though, microed his medevacs, did a little zap on each Marine to make sure that it would not die to that second fungal growth. But it's that one infestor in the back of Taeja's base that I'm really worried about.
Such a technical playstyle from Life, and he attempts to get into the map main again in the natural, but gets warded away, and Taeja's had enough. Taeja's making his movement across the map here, but there's a lot of Lings. There's a lot of infestors here. I'm not too sure if this is a good idea. There are 75 Lings, 8 infestors out. Oh no, Fungal's gonna go down.
Oh my god!
Oh, they didn't go down.
Oh, he didn't actually land that essential fungal growth. If Taeja can connect with all his units, he should be in good condition. But Taeja is starting to run low on Marines. The Zerglings are just dealing too much damage, and there's the fungal. Life's units all rejoin back together again, but Taeja is starting to take the lead. He is not gonna let up on this aggression.
And wow, this is absolutely unique playstyle. I really don't see this very often from Life, and he's playing it so well. Using the infestors defensively and aggressively. And now we do have the Spire on the way, as well as the Hive. And there's that infestor coming back to haunt Taeja as it launches 4 infestor Terrans inside the main base, and will bring down an SCV or 2, but inside the middle of the map we have a...
Taeja's taken charge. He's picked off 4 infestors in a matter of seconds, and that's really going to start slowly tipping it in his favor. 53 Zerglings, 5 infestors. The Viking actually landing by the 4th base. In the main, Taeja started to clean up. And there's this whole notion of who has control. I try and make myself not call it the lead like you would in dance, but really this is kind of how it's going. We're seeing that Life was the player who was taking the initiative, doing the aggression, doing the countering, and Taeja for a brief period was darting up to the 4th, but now just seems so reluctant to, with actually quite a late Hive. Life still has the initiative.
He does indeed, and the Hive on the way and Broodlord soon to be in this game. The one thing that Taeja does have is not such a large army, but he has 3-3 on the way with +2 for his tanks. Another infestor survives inside the main base, and he may not have seen that pickup, but nevertheless it has gone out, and Taeja with 3-3 near completion will want to start to move out across the map to aim towards that 4th base as he drops the natural. And we'll see if he can get position on the high ground above that base. He already has a Viking there to aid out. A 4th command center has come down. Taeja's going to make his move now. 3-3 soon to be ready.
We're starting to see those infested Terrans in the main, and here comes the Banelings up to the 3rd base, but Taeja with the lightning eye spots everything in a matter of seconds.
And Fungals could ruin the day here.
As
they do
the
always.
base at the right side of the map, we're seeing Taeja starting to regain control of this game and control of this series. That single infestor still in the main base, still by the natural expansion ramp, but it looks like Life doesn't actually have enough units and enough resources to be able to deal with this multi-pronged aggression coming up for Taeja. That's a lot of infestors, Diapollo.
That's a lot of infestors. The greatest spike could be targeted down here by these +2 Marines at the same time on the natural, but Lings do come in, and Taeja's going to take the high ground. Tanks are spread. +3 attack for the Marines almost ready. Broodlords are not ready yet. Is Life going to wait? Is he not? Is he going to go in before? Is he going to morph Broodlords? Well, let's find out, because the pressure is mounting, and he's going to go for it.
The Zerglings moving in full force. The infestors launching all their infested Terran eggs. The Zerglings doing ridiculous amounts of damage. Is the medevac count high enough? It's hard to tell. It looks like Life is slowly going to be able to clean all of this up. And wow, yet again, Life Life demonstrates why he is considered the scariest ZBT on the planet. And with all that said, Life still has a pack of units threatening Taja's third.
His burrow movement with the Infestors there was amazing, and Banelings on the third base. Is Taja.
Oh, Taja does manage to escape for now, but can he keep them alive? Nice reaction time there by Taja.
And there is the natural Lings and Borrowed Infestors making their way in. Marines just being slaughtered, eaten alive. A painful way to die here. And with the Infestors there, Fungal lands on the Marines that come to support the supply depots. An Infested Terrence gets launched out. And Life is as simple as it comes, is a genius. GG.
Life brings the series to 3-0 in his advantage, winning only with Zerglings, Infestors, and a handful of Banelings.
Such a refreshing style to see here. We hardly see that. StarCraft 2 seems to be following regular patterns, but not today. Day 9, not here at MLG, as Life picks up another continuous victory over Taja, extending this to 3-0 in this extended series.
I mean, what's shocking to me is that Zerg traditionally is called the defensive race, the responsive race. You have to stay back, just try to get that hive up and hope to win with Broodlords. Let your opponent throw what he will at you. You got to be resilient as Zerg. We're seeing players like Leenock and players like Life in this series demonstrate that if you start bringing the noise back to your opponent, you can take the lead. You can make the Terran player feel like he's the one reacting and win long before that hive ever pops up.
He played that out so well. Such a fierce opponent here, and could be looking to go the distance at this tournament here. A lot of good players, a lot of fantastic players here at MLG. We will go into the next map in a couple of moments' time. We will take a very quick commercial break, and when we return, this story continues.
We have almost never seen what Taja has to do, winning 4 straight games to be able to advance to the next round, whereas Life needs to win only 1. It is a best of 7 right now, with Life currently leading the series 3-0.
And then if you think about outside of MLG as well, Life has won 6 games in a row against Taja, and then you kind of come to this point where you're like, all right, well, not only do I have to win 4 games, no, I actually just need to stop this. This is going a little bit too far. Taja has to stop Life from rolling over, and 1 win will secure a 4-0 sweep here against Tasia. And well, 1-9 can do that. The guy is in the game. The guy's ready to
Yep.
play.
It
Can he
is
do it?
Liquid Tasia. Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for game number 4? Well, the countdown has begun. The map is going to be Antigua Shipyard. So difficult to get a 4th base on this map, but if there's any Zerg who's going to make it look easy, it'll be Life.
Yeehaw, Day 9, let's do this. Let's get into game.
With your mannerisms and accent, people would think you really are from Dallas, Diapollo. In the top left corner, spawning as the Red Terran. He needs your help. He needs your cheers to bring him through to victory. Make some noise for Liquid Tasia.
The most recent GSL champion here, looking to pick up his first MLG trophy as well. It is Shut up! StarTale Life! Oh, I butchered that one, sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. StarTale Life opening up once again with this extractor trick, and this looks often like a signal that he wants to be going for pool first, but nope. He is in fact preparing to do a hatch first play. Liquid Tasia always has this fallback standard as the barracks into command center, and we're even seeing players like Flash go barracks, supply depot, then command center. I mean, do you think that it's going to be a shift in the metagame where Terrans always have to wall in with a double supply depot against Zerg?
It could be. It could be. Or they could build the command center inside the main base and then lift it up and put it down. There's another option. He can complete the wall off supply depot, barracks, and command center. There's, I suppose, a different angle to look at it as well. But this time we are going to see a hatchery first into spawning pool for Life. But Antigua Shipyard is a map that is, there's two ways to look at it. You know, once the middle is controlled by a Terran, yes, it is difficult for Zerg. But on the flip side, if creep spread actually extends to or past the halfway line and stops you from taking the 4th base, then it is difficult for Terran.
I mean, the fact of the matter is on Antigua Shipyard, it's basically almost always 3 base versus 3 base play. Tasia now going. This is actually really brave by Tasia. I mean, look at this. Tasia is taking his command center. He is risking it. He's essentially saying, all right, if you are going for the 11 pool play, good game, you win. Tasia now scouting past that Overlord and is going to be hugely relieved to see no Zerglings.
Yeah, and you know, he doesn't want to lose to it 3 times in one tournament. He's lost to it twice. Day 9.
Yeah.
I'm cracking up.
You have the giggles, Diapollo, but the thing is that they're not actually ordinary giggles. They're these British titters. So Diapollo has just removed his microphone and stepped away from the main stage. So ladies and gentlemen, it's time to solo cast. Life hasn't actually taken his Vespene Geysers at this point in time, which is kind of unusual given the themes that we've seen, but he may revert back to the style that we saw him use to conquer MVP in the GSL finals.
I wonder if Tasia can just pull off mech.
You know, that seems to be the style that has brought Life the closest to losing a series, but even then, I mean, I still won. Oh. Hey, guys.
Adebisi, take it away.
Oh, man. That is so funny.
Hanging in memories of MLG Arena.
We may need to call in some backup casters because Diapollo and I collectively can no longer make eye contact in this deciding match. StarTale Life is starting to do the mixture. The mixture of build orders in his main base that's very similar to what he was doing against MVP. which is trying to gear up for a third base. But with this really, really fast layer, this is going to again enable StarTale Life to go for this weird, fast two-base infestor play that has given him so much efficiency throughout the match.
And I really want to see if he can do it twice in a row. And see if TaeJa is going to adapt. I mean, a simple turret just stops it all. So we'll see if that's going to happen as the layer now near completion.
TaeJa is actually doing a much more aggressive variant. He's actually lifted the barracks and landed it and used the Tech Lab to start Stim. This is almost always followed up by 2 barracks with Reactor, straight transitioning into the fast medevac push. This is the style that was popular about 8 months ago, right when 2012 began.
And there's the Spire coming down, though, instead of the Infestation Pit. So we're going to have a switch up here from Life. He's going to change his plan, and this is going to be very difficult to actually know for TaeJa. He doesn't know which one it's going to be. He's going to have to land a scan, and then he's going to have to gamble where the Spire is on the natural. And we'll see how this is going to work out for him. He does have Hellions out there, and that's a good start. He sees the late third base. He now can put together that there should be a layer coming down, whether it's Infestor, whether it's Spire, still yet to be determined, but a decent reactionary start here for TaeJa with that third command center down as well.
I mean, the fact of the matter is that this setup from TaeJa is perfect to mount a timing push against what Life is doing. We see that the Hellions are still doing a nice job of controlling, and ooh, interestingly not going for the fast starport. Double engineering bay, an attempted surround by these Zerglings from Life. TaeJa will lose a single Hellion, but this is looking much better than the games that started the series off.
And there come the Mutalisks, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and maybe 9. There we go, 9. All right, so 9 Mutalisks are going to come out here, and we'll see what damage can be done, because there's not too much at home to defend yet, as we see no turrets down, and only a handful of Marines. Stim is going to be ready, though, which could be quite deadly.
I mean, TaeJa's doing mistakes that I haven't seen him do in ages. He had this barracks that's now attached to a reactor floating to his rally point on accident, and now with these Mutalisks popping out and we're starting to see more Zerglings added on by Life, it's very fortunate that the wall off at TaeJa's front has just completed, because unless TaeJa starts rallying back to his main base, he's going to be losing a ton of those SCVs to the Mutalisks.
All right, let's see what damage can be done here as they do enter the base. Marines do have Stim, there it is, and
Life is going to engage. Wait a minute. This is a potentially terrible play for Life, but he boldly darted in, did maximum damage to the Marines, and now Zerglings are ripping down the front. Life is making this matchup look easy.
How is he doing this? I don't know if it's mind games that are affecting TaeJa, being so far behind. He's targeted down combat shields as well. Lings are being made at home, but it looks like these Mutalisks will start to push these back, but a good 10 drones are coming down. These Lings could go towards the third base, stop Mules coming down and potential SCVs too, but what we've seen from Life is we actually haven't really seen any Evolution Chambers down whatsoever. You're like, none.
Yeah, he cut everything. No Baneling Nest, no Roach Warren, no extra Queens, just straight Tech to Spire with Zergling harassment, and even though that looked really sexy, only 9 Mutalisks out right now. That is not going to really do anything to TaeJa. Once TaeJa builds some turrets, and now that he has 5 barracks with reactors, he's going to be able to just start rallying and blasting down the front.
And unlike a lot of other games where you start with Mewtwo, you can easily transition out, he's actually going to have to continue building them because he doesn't have any Ling upgrades. The Marines are about to, or if not already have 1-1, and here comes the Assault again. Reactors are going to fall down, and this is what Life needs with +1 attack about to finish on these Mutalisks as well. He needs to do a lot of damage. He's invested a lot into this.
Oh, TaeJa fans are going to be thrilled with the way TaeJa is playing in this series. Ahead in upgrades against a player who is going just Muta Ling, and the Mutalisk count is already very, very low, down at 14, and the transitions have hardly even begun for Life. TaeJa is in a good space to control this game, but is he in the good mental headspace to seize this opportunity?
Well, he was supply blocked for a little while there, and that's not the best start of things. But if Life needs to continue to damage, if we just reverse that, then TaeJa has to defend. And if TaeJa defends, he's going to hit 2-2 really fast. He's got a massive upgrade lead, and he does defend against these Mutalisks on third base, but not with too many Marines, and more will have to come in.
Life making these look like Brood War style mutas, aggressively picking off Marines, SCVs, anything on the outskirts, even getting another SCV that went in to kill off, or to pick off a turret. Life taking the 4th base without a problem, spent so long talking about that pregame, and then he just builds it like it's nothing, even transferring drones over to get it operational as fast as possible.
Even getting +2 flyers attack for the Mutalisk. He's going to continue on and on and on. And what we're end up going to see here is Life doing massive amounts of damage with these Mutalisks, and he's going to come crashing through the middle with Ling, Baneling, and Mutalisk. Mutalisk obviously focused on the tanks, and the Ling and Banelings to do the rest. And this is a very hyper-aggressive, mid-game focused play. The Infestation Pit will not be seen in this game, or not for a very long time at least, and he won't be looking to go to Hive anytime soon. Here comes a massive 24, 28, 29. Oh. Baneling morph 1-1 is about to complete, as well as Baneling speed, and Life is about to bring the thunder on Antigua Shipyard. And will we see a 4-0 sweep?
Well, looking at the vision of Taeja, he hasn't scanned mid. He doesn't see it yet. 2-2 is not yet done. More Banelings morphing in. If Taeja can defend this huge all-in-ish style play, I think Taeja's going to be able to get it. 2-2's not yet done, and the attack begins.
And here we go. Life needs to target down the tanks because the Banelings are starting to
explode.
explode.
Taeja eliminates those Banelings with ease, and Startail Life says, see ya later, I am out of there. And Life's starting to realize there aren't really any vulnerabilities that he can exploit at this point in time. But still, 4 bases solidly.
Yeah, really, really good defensive play there by Taeja. 2-2 is done. 3-3 is on the way with a 4th command center, and all he needs to do is keep on defending. The Infestation Pit comes down because the plan didn't work here for Life. The Mutalisk with their +2 are going to come in from a different angle. They will almost one-shot turrets at this point of the game, and bam, that goes down. And so do many SCVs because Taeja is moving across the map with his army. He has nothing to defend.
Taeja just can't leave his base. Life is putting an embargo on attacks this game. There's absolutely no ability that Taeja has to step into mid-map unless he elects to split up his units. Taeja has to be incredibly hyper-careful and accidentally picking up his units in the medevac, and it looks like Life surrounds, and yet again Life is getting the better angle of a critical engagement. Can Taeja rally Marines out to meet this force? Everything Life does seems to be just the right decision.
It's absolutely incredible to watch this. There's more Banelings are being morphed, more Lings, more Mutalisks as well, and he's going to come crashing in again. That was a big loss there for Taeja, who got caught out in the open. I don't think taking the 4th base is the best decision to do at the moment here, Taeja, as he's about to meet the army, and it is hungry.
Well, it looks like it's a largely Mutalisk-based army. Taeja can control this quite well and just pick down this Mutalisk count. Should be in decent shape, but a lot of SCVs are going to die to essentially nothing. More Zerglings, more Mutalisks coming in. This is what Taeja wants. He wants those Mutalisks to make the choice to engage. They're starting to dwindle in numbers. Taeja just needs a little bit longer to stabilize, but Life is never going to give him that opportunity.
Life takes down another medevac and even gets into the natural. Another tank ship. He doesn't want to stay there too long, though, with the Mutalisks. These Marines do have 2-2, but that 4th command center or planetary fortress is trying to establish itself up. That shall fall here with Mutalisk taking the damage, doing the damage. Marines coming to help survive and keep this planetary fortress alive.
Diapollo, can he manage to do this? Can he repair it in time? Can he repair it? No! He gets it down. A large sacrifice from Life, but when it's 4 base versus 3, I mean, the only way Taeja's going to be able to pull this off is during this transition moment from Life. Life is at 14 Mutalisks and he stopped making them.
And he's stopping the Mutalisks. He's going over to Infestors immediately. Ling, Infestor, Baneling. He's got Pathogen Glands ready. He's got the Infestors ready. And unfortunately, because Taeja couldn't take that 4th base, he is stuck on limited amounts of resources, and the tech switch is complete. This is absolutely beautiful play from the GSL champion here, with 6 Infestors about to pop out. If Taeja makes a move to the middle of the map, Life will pounce, Life will win.
Right now, Taeja does have the edge of 3-3 upgrades. Zerg only just now starting the Greater Spire, only just now finishing the Hive, only just now able to consider 3-3 upgrades, let alone wait for them to finish. So Taeja does have that possible window. Taeja now unload. Oh, everything up in mid. We're starting to see the Taeja that we all know, the aggressive attacking Terran player moving up to the top side. It looks like this attack is not going to pan out, but this is going to open up a huge window.
He's going to try and take the middle. He thinks that Life pulled everything out of position, but Life is waiting with a trap.
No.
There's so many links, so many Bailings.
Where's the scan? He doesn't see up the ramp. Can he get control of the watchtower? There are so many units here. This is just going to be an inch-by-inch push from Taeja. Everything has to be executed perfectly. Taeja doesn't even have any Vikings. Another drop down at the south side. Taeja's starting to zone this. Force the Infestors with the Mega Bungle. Oh, getting all the Marines in the middle.
And that leaves the Mucilis and Lings available to go in. And Taeja is in a bunch of trouble. Here comes, like, where are the Lings?
Where are the Lings? Where are the Lings?
On the fourth pace.
Life literally made the first blunder I've ever seen him make, sending out just the Mutalisk without any Ling reinforcements. Taeja now trying to kite, trying to rejoin those Mutalisk forces. Will they meet together? Yes, indeed. And suddenly, Taeja's looking like he actually has a little bit of fight left in him.
And another good bungle goes down. Bailings come crashing in, and the Marines do not survive very long. A handful of them do, but there's just so many Lings. Brutals are being moved upon the army of Taeja, who is so low in resources. GG! And it looks like Live has done it. 4-0 in this extended series. Day 9 continues his streak against Taeja, and he is also top 6 minimum at the MLG.
I mean, what's stunning about Life is that he is the only player at this MLG to have won his group without dropping a single set. Everyone else came from the lowest bracket. Even though Taeja was unable to thwart Life in a single map, Taeja is not out of the tournament. Taeja did achieve second place in his group and will be in top 12 Championship Sunday.
What a one-sided series there. Life just bringing the pain here at MLG. But that sets up a very interesting championship bracket ready for tomorrow. It seems like that is going to be our last game of the day, guys. But what a great day, a memorable day we have.
Absolutely. I mean, Naniwa versus Flash alone makes it just an historic event in esports history. And already in the lowers bracket, we are seeing a series of incredible matches prepped up for tomorrow with players like Rain, Moonglade, Baby Knight, Pult, Violet Heart, Naniwa, all waiting there for matches tomorrow.
Tomorrow is going to be a great day, guys. You do not want to miss it. We've had a great day on day 2 and only more to come on day 3.
One thing I want to note that's very important, daylight savings time takes place overnight here in America, so we go back 1 hour, and in that extra hour of time, you can do all your match predictions for tomorrow. Head on over to MajorLeagueGaming.com/live and check out the brackets.
All right, guys, I hope you've enjoyed day 2. We will be back tomorrow with day 3. I hope you've enjoyed it. We will see you later. Good night.